Okay, hi, how are you? I'm Chief Dean Rondo, and welcome to another edition of Coffee and Connections with the Chief. And I'm here, to my left is Captain Mark Livy, the Executive Officer for the Wolfeboro PD, and to my right is our newly promoted Sergeant, Sgt Guy Maloney. And as we finish up the summer and move into September, we are going to be focused on back to school, and so you're going to start seeing school buses and children heading to school, Carpenter School Crossing. So you just want to be mindful of that. Leave an extra 5 or 10 minutes early if you're trying to get to destinations in and around town, because the streets will be busy with traffic and pedestrians and teachers and staff and children trying to get to school. So we're having a pretty busy summer. Right now, you've probably seen in the newspaper that we've had some pretty significant arrests, and we've had the K9 case, which is still ongoing, which will be hitting the courts on or about the 25th of October right now, which is when it's scheduled for trial, and we've had some significant personnel moves within the police department over the summer. We've had 2 officers retire, and those positions have been backfilled. And right now we're moving on, and things are going very well. So at this point, I'm just going to turn it over to Captain for any comment.
Yes, how you doing? So a few things that's going on with the PD, as the Chief has mentioned. We have Sgt Guy Maloney, who's just promoted. So we're going to be working on filling his old position, which was the detective's position. And we have 2 candidates that are going in right now, which would be Officer Mary Swift and Officer Shane Emerson. So by the end of August into September, we should have that finalized, and that position will be filled. We also have Officer Michael Fenton, who's going to be coming on board, and you'll be seeing him going through his FTO in the month of August, but I know as this airs, this will be in September, and the school will be coming on, so you'll see him at School Crossing. And I just want to mention that how the 4th of July went. It went great. Everything went well. There was no issues, no nothing. Everything went smooth. So another great year for the 4th of July. Yeah, for the parade and fireworks.
So the parade was it was the largest one this year, and then the 4th of July fireworks. I think we had the largest spectator crowd in recent memory, certainly within about the last 10 years. There's a steady flow of traffic leaving town for about 2 hours, just absolutely steady. So that was good, and that's a good comment to make.
And then probably my last thing is still the radar trailer is out there, so if you have any issues in your area, please give us a call here or email the community television of where you want to be, and they'll get it to us, and we'll get it out to your area. So what I'll do now is I'll introduce Sgt Guy Maloney, and he'll talk and give you a little background of himself.
Thanks, Captain. Again, my name is Guy Maloney. I'm newly promoted sergeant here at the police department, probably right around a month ago. So far, yeah, everything's been going good. Getting adjusted to my new role as a patrol sergeant, still doing some detective work as well, which I thoroughly enjoy. Over the past probably 6 years, I've been able to build enough tools, investigative tools, to, I think, make me a better police officer and segue back into patrol. So I think it'll work really well. But it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to the road again. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. But to give you a little bit of background about myself, I grew up here in Wolfeboro, moved to Wolfeboro right around 1987. Went to Carpenter School, graduated in '99 from Kingswood. Shortly after graduation, I was interested in law enforcement. I was hired by the New Hampshire Marine Patrol Bureau and patrolled right here on beautiful Lake Winnipesaukee. I did some time on Lake Winnisquam as well. In 2002, I was hired by the Wakefield Police Department. Worked there for a number of years. and then was fortunate enough to come here to Wolfeboro back in 2006. I have my degree in criminal justice, an associate's degree in criminal justice from NHTI. I have a bachelor's in business from Granite State College, and recently completed the master's program at Norwich University in public administration. So hopefully those degrees will help me throughout my career. I'm thankful to have the opportunity to further my education, and I look forward to doing whatever I can to make this police department better. I think that we have a great group of men and women at the police department. Like the chief and captain mentioned, we have some new officers who have recently joined us. I think that they're going to complement our department very well. We have a lot of experience, which is rare. A lot of departments, there's turnover, and officers tend to move to a different police department. We're unique where we actually attract quality applicants, so we want to keep doing that in the future. And if I happen to not know you, you see me in the walking downtown or driving around, feel free to give me a wave, call me over, introduce yourself. As I work to integrate myself back out in the community, being stuck behind a desk all the time, you kind of get caught in between those four walls at the PD, and now it's nice to get out, familiarize myself with the town again. And one of the things that I learned with detective work is we can't do our job without the community, and one of the biggest pieces of that is building community partnerships and working together to solve problems. So if you have an idea, just because I may not be in the detective office, feel free to give me a call, and maybe we can work together and try to identify community issues and work together, and we'll do what we can to hopefully improve the quality of life here, which in my opinion is very well. So thank you very much.
Just let me add to that Guy Maloney has a considerable educational background and has a considerable amount of experience in law enforcement. You heard from him that he has a very diverse career, starting with Marine Patrol and then getting on with patrol in Wakefield and then joining the Wolfeboro Police Department and moving into our patrol division from Wakefield and then later into the detective position. The other thing that Guy Maloney does, and I'm proud to say this, is that he, like me, is a technical crash reconstructionist. And that is a very, very difficult program and course of instruction to have. It's not easy. The training is not easy. To certify an officer as a technical crash reconstructionist is considerable, and we have to pass national examinations. And the training is done through Florida State University and through IPTM, and Sgt Maloney and I just recently graduated from the motorcycle crash investigation course, which is a course that was designed specifically for the crash investigator to give him the tools and the knowledge and the mathematics to investigate and put together these very serious motorcycle crashes. So again, the coursework is very challenging. It's very difficult. 4-hour final exam. 4-hour final exam. Yeah, it was no joke, no fooling. I think it was 50 questions for 4 hours. So a lot of math and physics involved in that. So again, when I say that his education is considerable, that's there's no embellishment there. So, and I'm proud to say we both passed with flying colors from that program of instruction. Of course, we're very grateful to the Police Academy for putting that on and hosting that post-academy training. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Peter Colcord for hosting this event here at the Downtown Grill, and we really appreciate it. And listen, coffee's on me. If you want to be on the show, all you got to do is send us an email or send Tim an email or Peter an email at Wolfeboro Community Television. And we'll get the dates to you, and we'll make it convenient for you. And just let us know what the topic is, so we know what we're talking about. Good, bad, or indifferent. I want to hear how we're doing. I can't fix things if I don't know what's broken. So good, bad, or indifferent. Come on down and talk to me. Talk to me on the air. We'll sit here, have a cup of coffee, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what the solutions are, and we can talk about anything. We can talk about what's bothering you. We can talk about Fourth Amendment issues. We can talk about First Amendment issues. We can talk about politics. We can talk about anything that you want to talk about. Just come on down. Coffee's on me. And this is a wonderful place, too, to get breakfast. So if you want to do that, just let Tim know. And last thing I just want to say is this. Relative to what Guy Maloney said in terms of community policing and problem solving. Look, in the state of New Hampshire, it really is pretty simple. All right, police resources are very limited, so we look to form those community partnerships and those community liaisons that will help us solve crime. But given the fact that police resources in the entire state are limited, we really rely very heavily on citizens to be self-policing and to follow what I call rule of law, right? And I don't think there's any mystery there. If you've listened to the Attorney General speak at any of his talks, he talks about rule of law and how important it is. And recently he spoke at the youth cadet graduation that was held down in Concord at the police academy. We had 4 area youth go to that program and graduate, and a fantastic program. But he spoke about rule of law and how important it is. And let's face it, we are a nation of laws, okay? And no, this is not about government getting in the way of people's lives. This is about the government laying down rules and guidelines and laws to help keep us all safe. And we really rely on our citizens to follow those rules and laws. And when those rules and laws are violated, there are consequences. And recently, we dealt with a very large underage drinking party, and when people get arrested and for underage possession of alcohol, there are consequences to that, and sometimes those consequences can bleed over into college applications and financial aid and so forth and so on. These are the things that we're trying to avoid. These are the reasons why these laws are in place, and so following the rules and the guidelines and the laws that are set down is very important. We also had, as many of you are well aware, we just had the large canine case, animal cruelty case, where the Wolfeboro Police Department essentially rescued 75 Great Dane dogs that were being held in deplorable conditions. And the business that was ongoing down there was absolutely not permitted. It was not regulated. It was not permitted. And no licenses had been in place either through the state or through the federal government to run that operation. So again, I get back to, look, if that's the type of business you want to run, that's fine. Those are honorable professions, dog kenneling and dog breeding. Those are honorable professions. There's nothing wrong with that. But do them correctly. Do it correctly. Get the required permits. Get the required licenses in place. And let us know how to help. We want to help, and that's what this is really all about. We'll come down and we'll help, and we'll if we see something wrong, we'll make a comment and we'll say, hey, you've got to fix this because you're bordering on animal cruelty or you're bordering on neglect. But we want to help, and we want to be a partner. But you got to get us involved, all right? And if we don't know, we can't help you. But when you try to do things surreptitiously or clandestinely, it isn't going to turn out well. So don't do that. Follow the rule of law. That's really all this is about. Follow the rule of law. Comply with the rules, the laws, and the administrative guidelines that are set forth for your safety as well as everybody else's. So having said that, thank you very much. If you want to be on Coffee and Connections with the Chief, all I need you to do is send us an email or send Tim an email, and we'll get back to you right away with the time and a date. And, of course, just let us know what is your topic of discussion or your topic of concern. So on behalf of of myself and Captain Mark Livy and our newly promoted Sergeant Guy Maloney. We thank you very much for this opportunity, and please reach out and talk to us. Come on in, and coffee's on me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ken Siegel, and I'm a visitor to Wolfeboro, and I was just asked to give this gentleman a question. I've been here 2 days, and I was wondering, how great is it to be chief of this beautiful little town?
Oh, thank you very much for the question. It's fantastic. I never thought I'd end up here, but what a great town, great citizens. Being up here in a tourist and resort area is just wonderful, and I consider myself very lucky and fortunate to be the chief of police. And so I've been here about 21 years now. I started as a patrolman. I came here when I got out of the Army back in 1996, and it's really been very nice.
That's great. So I've got another question, because we're walking around and we see a house for sale right next to the police station. So what's safer than the hospital next to the police station, next to the fire station? How come it's not already sold?
That's a great question. I have no idea, but I know the house you're talking about is very nice. I've been inside. It's a very nice house, and so I think that would be a great opportunity for you. Where are you from?
Originally from Boston, and now we're living in Columbia, Maryland, outside of Baltimore.
What a coincidence. So I'm from Cambridge originally, and Cambridge. Yeah, so you're sitting next to a homeboy, and I graduated from Cambridge Ringe and Latin, and but I also lived in Columbia, Maryland. I was assigned to a 902nd Counterintelligence Group at Fort Meade, Maryland, and I lived in Columbia for about a year.
That's great. We are neighbors in more ways than one.
So please buy the house, and we can be neighbors again.
Okay. That's good.
Hi, this is Chief Dean Rondo, and I'm down here at Downtown Grill and with Coffee and Connections with the Chief. And I just want to take this opportunity to remind all my runners out there that we've got the Albee Beach 5K Pirates Cove Run that's going to be taking place on 12 August 2017. And that begins at about 8:30 in the morning, and that's going to be a great time. So let me explain this a little bit. It's a 5K run. It's all on the Bridge Falls Path. Competitive runners will go one way, and families and walkers and those that just want to go out for a casual jog will go the other way. Basically, we're running left or right down Bridge Falls Path, down 2.5K, back 2.5K for a 5K run, about 3.1 mile, and you'll begin and end essentially at Albee Beach. Registration is right there at the Boat Museum. You can't miss us. We'll be there. The first 100 or so runners that sign up will get a cool Pirates Cove Run T-shirt, and this is being sponsored by Veterans Count, which is a division of Easter Seals, and Veterans Count fills in where the VA can't for our veterans. It's a great organization. Upwards of 90% of all the proceeds go directly to support veterans and their families. So again, this is a great cause. It's a great run. It's $25 to register and $15 if you're a veteran. So come on down, register. It's a great time, and then you can spend the day at Albee Beach, or you can cook out, or go about your daily business after the run. So again, come on down to the Pirates Cove 5K run. You can dress as your favorite swashbuckler if you like. And again, it's a run walk on one part of the course and a competitive run on the other. And so if you want to run against yourself and try and beat your times, it really will be a good day. So come on down to the 5K run. You can register at Veterans Count. If you go on their website, you'll see the link. There's also a link on the town's website for the 5K run. And if that doesn't work and you can't figure it out, just give me a call at the Wolfeboro PD and we'll get you all hooked up. Okay, so again, registration is online through Veterans Count, the Lakes Region chapter, and you'll see the link right there where you can sign up and register for the run. And again, that's the Veterans Count Albany Beach Pirates Cove 5K run. Hi, this is Chief Dean Rondo with the Wolfeboro Police Department, and I'm here with the safety tip of the month. So we're finishing up summer and we're getting ready to head back to school, and I want to remind everybody that texting in New Hampshire while you're driving is illegal, and it's a violation of RSA 265-79C. The penalties and the fines for that are quite substantial. So please don't text and drive.